Hey there, sports bettors. Today's video is geared a little bit more towards a beginner bettor trying to figure out how to turn a profit on sports betting. I'm Rob Pizzola, professional sports bettor and host of the Circles Off Betting podcast. And today, I'm going to give you some easy tips on how to make your first $1,000 betting on sports. Let's dive in. First and foremost, there are tons of different approaches that one can take to profit at sports betting. The methods that I utilize may be very different than the methods that someone else may utilize. But today, I'm going to dive into the simple, low-hanging fruit. You don't even really have to have any knowledge of sports to successfully implement these methods. Now, to start things off, you're going to want to take your starting bankroll and disperse it across a variety of sportsbooks without spreading yourself too thin. You're going to want to focus on a few different things. Number one, sportsbooks that are offering the best welcome bonuses, for obvious reasons. Number two, sportsbooks that have diverse sets of numbers. There's no point in depositing at a variety of sportsbooks that are all offering the exact same odds. And number three, sportsbooks that offer lower vig than the rest of the market, like a book like Pinnacle Sportsbook. Now, the absolute lowest hanging fruit is using welcome bonuses to your advantage. Bonuses aren't as lucrative as they once were, but they're still a great tool in growing your bankroll in the early stages. In particular, you're going to want to try to find as many free bet offers as possible, which are typically issued through a deposit match bonus. Now, a free bet is a wager where if you win, you're awarded the winnings, and if you lose, you're not penalized. Keep in mind the sportsbook will never credit the risk amount, meaning that once you place your free bet, the amount risked is gone, whether you win or lose. This is where you can take some shots to grow your bankroll. In the long run, putting your free bet on greater odds will yield greater profits. So don't be afraid to toss your free bets on some long shots or some higher payout parlays. Once you're done with your free bet offers, you can move on to taking advantage of the odds boosts that are offered by sportsbooks. Now, due to the positive expected value of some of these specific boosts, sportsbooks will often limit the amount of money that a bettor can wager on this specific bet type. Typical bet limits will fall in the $10 range to $50 range, although each sportsbook may differ, but this isn't an issue when we're trying to make our first $1,000. Now, don't go out and bet every odds boost that you see. What you're looking for is odds boosts that are positive expected value. If you want to calculate these yourself, a simple way to do so, take the odds boost being offered, head over to a few different sportsbooks, enter the same bet into the bet slip. If the odds boost is paying out more than the odds offered at different sportsbooks, it is typically a good bet. Alternatively, you can utilize different discords on the internet, like the BetStamp Discord, for example, where a bot or an administrator will price these odds boosts for you on a daily basis so that you don't have to do all the manual labor associated with it. This in itself is a great start for you. Our next step is to do as much top-down betting as possible. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're very likely going to lose in the long run by betting your own opinions on games. This is not to suggest that you can't strive for that over time, but in the early going, you're better off using the market as a true indicator of the fair value of a game. So what does this mean exactly? Well, let's say you're looking at a baseball game. The favorite is minus 135 across all the sportsbooks that you have access to. The market is consistent across the board. That means there's likely no edge to be had by betting the favorite at minus 135. However, let's say you're looking at that same baseball game. 4 of the 5 sportsbooks you're betting at have the favorite at minus 135, but one other sportsbook is at minus 120. That minus 120 is what is often referred to as a stale line and very likely a good bet. Comparing prices across sportsbooks and spotting these bad numbers that clearly stick out is a great way of building your bankroll. Now, this is not necessarily sustainable over a long period of time, as many sportsbooks will be apt to cut you off or limit your bet sizes. But this is a very effective method to get that bankroll growing. If you're in this for the process, you can manually compare all these prices across sportsbooks, or you can leverage an odds comparison tool like BetStamp to make things a little bit easier for you. These 3 tips are more than enough to build your starting bankroll. If, however, you are so inclined to bet your own opinions on games, do not make the mistake of betting bad prices. A standard practice for you on any wager that you make, whether it's a full game side, a total, player prop, even a future, should be to find the best price that's available to you before making your wager. Go bonus hunting, utilize plus EV odds boost, implement the top-down betting approach, and you'll easily make your first $1,000 in sports betting. Thanks for tuning in today, and best of luck on your future betting endeavors.